we are the co-founders of Dipper.
Dipper is a technology platform that guides professionals of color to a better workplace, one review at a time.
Dipper is your safe space. It is the time for you to share your voice with a community that you are a part of. Visit us and join today at ourdipper.com.
Welcome, welcome. Hello, Sister Jacinta. How are you doing?
I'm good. Happy belated Mother's Day, the day of mothering, the celebration of motherhood. Yes.
Happy belated Mother's Day to you as well, because we're both doing it. We're both doing it.
doing it as best as we can, right?
Yeah, definitely. You're glowing today.
Oh, thank you. I have sunlight in front of me, so it helps. That helps a lot. But okay. I appreciate it. I've also started a new skincare regimen. Maybe one day I'll do a video about it.
No. Tell us. So, what are you using? Because I just thought it was just the glow.
Yes, I'll send you the whole deck, all the photos of all the things. Yes, but also I think it's like summer, right? Summer is here. It's right around the corner. It's right around the corner.
Right. And there's nothing like warm weather. Like, doesn't it just make you happier? Although I'm in New Jersey today and it's a lot colder. I'm just like, wait, hold on. It's a little different from when I was in real warm weather. What's happening here? Why?
I know. I feel like the Northeast hasn't consistently been warm yet. So it's still getting there, right? So
Yep. Still making its mind. But we have a hot topic today that I'm really excited about.
Yes, I think we both have. I'm sure we've had experience in this area, and our people, our community listening in. If you have, please chime in, right? Like we need to hear from you.
Yeah, and we want to hear it all. And the topic really is about references, right? Mm-hmm. Should we be providing references, right? Or should we be referring people to roles? What are the pros? What are the cons? So let's dive into that. Can you provide like an experience of when you maybe have referred someone and maybe it didn't do so well? Do you have an experience like that, or do you have the other side of it?
Yeah, I have both sides for sure. Okay. I mean, I will say you and I are connectors, right? Like I very much love bringing people together. Like it's probably why I like LinkedIn. Like I really like opportunities to connect other folks, especially people of color, to opportunities and to people that can help support their growth and what the things they're doing. And so I do think an approach I have had is recognizing that it may or may not go well from the beginning. Like I think from the beginning, accepting like this may or may not go well. I recently had an instance where I referred someone. They asked me to make a connection. I did. And then they just ghosted the person. Like,
that's not good. Yeah.
They just didn't follow up. And I was like, oh. And then, they came back to me and were like, look, things happen. Like, I get it. We have stuff going on in our lives. And I think I understand that. And so they came back to me and asked, like, well, can you reach out to that person I was trying to connect with again so we can reconnect? And I said, I feel like it's more appropriate for you to reach out.
For you. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that. Yeah.
And that I stay out of it at this point. Yeah. But I said, prayerfully, I wish you the best. That wasn't that I did feel like that probably wasn't the nicest thing to say or do. But it's also what I felt like I had to do. Like, I was like, I can't be spinning my wheels and investing a ton of energy. Yeah. But that's what I had to do. It didn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, I hear it, especially if that individual was ghosted, right?
Yeah.
That's not a good experience as well
Yeah.
at all. But I oftentimes think about, well, why do we refer people, right? It's because people need opportunities, right? And we want to
Yeah.
share. And so when you refer someone, typically you know them well, right? We refer people that we know well, we know their experiences, we know what they can bring to the table. So you have a great understanding of their skill set, their work ethic, um, and the values that they would bring within an organization. And I think this can then save time in the hiring process. It also
Hmm.
provides, a higher level of confidence in the candidate's abilities as well. And then oftentimes I think about trust and reliability, right?
Yeah.
That's a big thing. So referring someone you can trust also can increase the likelihood of a successful hire, right? And many
Yeah.
of us within organizations are thinking about, okay, how do we increase representation? How do we ensure that people, love the opportunities that they were brought into? And so you have this firsthand knowledge of their capabilities. You can vouch for their qualifications. You reduce the risk of hiring someone who may not meet, the expectations. So I think there are a lot of benefits and pros to, bringing someone in, referring someone. Um, but then there are the cons, right? Like you were talking that you were speaking to. And when I think about the cons, I think about nepotism.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is such a big topic because so many organizations deal with nepotism. And it's like, okay, well, I'm referring my child, I'm referring my relative.
Yeah.
Right? And that may not be the best, right? That person may not even want that role. So it's,
Yeah.
referring individuals, it's always a very interesting thing. And oftentimes when I speak with folks, they're mixed about it. Some folks say, yeah, 100%, I'm referring people all day, every day. And other folks are like,
Yeah.
nope, not unless I know that person, I can truly speak to their work. I'm not doing it. Someone like myself, I may not be working with someone or have worked with them, but if someone reaches out and says, like, hey, I need an opportunity or I'm looking for something, I'm okay with introducing them,
Yeah.
right? But it's a
Because an
scary thing as well.
introduction is
Yeah.
do you weigh kind of introductions differently than you weigh like can I be a reference for a job, for example? Like,
Absolutely. Yeah.
okay, got it.
Good
Like
point and
I
good clarification.
like
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
introduction is definitely super super easy to get for me. Like I'm gonna do it. Um, One thing, it's funny, I recently started a new career, a new job, and at a new place. And one of the things I feel like that, because Netta, I loved your perspective and insight. I think that's great on like how the value it brings to an organization. I did a couple things as a candidate as well. So one, I I reached out to people who I wanted to be a reference before I let the hiring manager recruiter know that this person was my reference.
Yeah.
That seems so simple, but I have had HR folks or hiring managers call me and I didn't even know the person was looking for a new role. Like, and it sounds shocking, but this has happened to me more than once. So like the simple fact of like pre reaching out and saying, "Hey, I'm up for this new opportunity. I've really enjoyed like how we've worked together. I would love if you could be a professional reference for me if you're okay with that." Boom. And it's like, I feel like that people appreciate that. And they may say, I'm really stretched right now, very limited availability. It won't work. That's never happened to me, but I feel like that is a fine reply. If someone asks you, like, you're just like, okay, I don't have the capacity. And then one thing I do too is have a call with the reference to talk to them about the role that you're up for, why you think you'll be good for this role, why some challenges you think you may have in the role, and what you're looking for in this company. So like recently, one of my former hiring managers, one of my former bosses was a reference for me. And the thing that I asked him to really speak to the CEO about was how she looked at supporting me as a manager, like supporting me as an executive in the role. And that was what they talked about. But I had talked to him about what would be valuable for him to talk to her about. Like, you know, it was like, I just think navigating this with a high level of intentionality, like your references should not be an afterthought. It should not be an accident. It should be navigated with a high level of intention, and also gratitude. Like, be freaking thankful for folks' time. Like, it's so tremendous that folks are going out of their way to like help you move forward. So just as a candidate, like those are some things that have worked for me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christine. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. That is funny. I'm reading through all of the comments, and some of them are really fun. So I'll have to post a few of them. But Christina said here, I would never even consider adding someone as my reference without their permission and having prior discussion. That is so important. It's your reference, right? So thank you for that, Christina. And I think oftentimes, I'll take a step back. I've always wondered, okay, those that are collecting their own references, right? Like, how is it that your reference is not saying something good about you? Like, did you actually
that has happened?
Right? Have you ever questioned that? Like,
I have. Are you saying as a hiring manager, like you've spoken to the reference and they said really bad things?
Yes. I'm just like, wait, hold on. Something is wrong. You have the power. This is the one power that you have to select who is going to actually be your reference. And your selection is not providing you with a good reference. Like, something is not leveling up here. So you're right, because you hit it on the nail when you said intentionality. This is your career. And you want someone that, of course, is going to be very honest about your experience, but also has worked with you. They're able to be direct about it. You're able to also guide them as to what the organization is looking for, so that way they can speak to that. I find that oftentimes people don't even prepare for what their references are going to say. So that's even funnier. Yeah.
Yes. I know, Renee, I'm shocked too, because I have been on the phone. This has also happened to me more than once as a hiring manager. Like, I'm on the phone with a reference, and one question I always ask is, would you hire this person again?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people say no. And it's not like no because I'm not hiring. Like, it's not like no because I'm not hiring right now, or no because their skill set has developed so much and I actually need someone more junior. Like, not a no like that. A no like, I found them difficult to work with. And I'm like, you gave me, it's very shocking.
Yeah, it's interesting. I remember when I was a recruiter back in the day, and even as a hiring manager, and speaking with so many folks' references, and the responses that you get, it's just like, wait, hold on. This person did not even like you, right? Oh my goodness, what's happening here? Yeah. So the moral of the story today is your references are very important. So take the time, do your part in ensuring that you have folks that can really speak to your qualifications, your experience, your background, and the value that you can bring into the organization. So, so important. Going through a few more of these comments, there was some, and I had posted this before, I'll post it again. Has anyone dealt with selling referrals, or in a sense, referring just anybody to get the referral bonus? This is a major problem. So are people trying to beat the referral bonus system? Is that what it is?
Wow. Yeah. I've never done that, but interesting. I could see, because some organizations have a referral bonus, right? And so if you Now, I have seen companies that have where you get part of the bonus upon them being hired, and then you get the additional part of the bonus after their 90 days is completed. I've seen that happen.
Okay.
I have not been in a position where like I saw people just referring anybody, but that's I feel like
So,
that's still tied to you personally. Like
yeah.
I wouldn't want to just like refer anybody.
Yeah. No, you definitely want to do your own
Yeah.
part, right? And ensuring that you're referring people that are gonna follow through.
Yeah.
So important.
And
Um,
I think it goes back to like the key is a relationship, right? Not that like I do think it is unusual that you list someone as a reference that you haven't spoken to in, I don't know, 2 years.
right.
Like, it's kind of like, I do think it's very valuable to nurture relationships throughout, whether it's like sending a happy holidays, happy Mother's Day, like some sort of interaction with people. I think I read an article one time that was saying telling people happy birthday on LinkedIn is the most common form of engagement they see on the platform. I don't know if
Wow.
that's true, but
Yeah.
like, no, little things like can be super helpful to just stay in touch with someone, right?
Yeah. No, you're definitely right. And even folks, you may have a manager that you maybe didn't have the best experience with.
Mhm.
But that person knows the quality of your work. They can speak to your experience. Have continue to nurture that
Yeah,
relationship. Um, no, this is
totally.
this is great, and I'm loving all of the comments. So you all keep
It's
it
been
coming.
great. Thank you.
Yeah. I cannot believe that we are almost out of time. This always goes quickly. Jacinta,
So
as we were
fast.
talking, I lost my shoes. That's how good this conversation was. I'm sitting on a high table right now,
And they
and
fell off.
they fell off, and I was literally like positioning in my seat, trying to find my slippers. I'm like, oh crap. But
Yeah.
that's how juicy this conversation is. My shoes
Yeah,
couldn't even
so
take
good.
this. Make sure you all head to ourdipper.com right now. So that's ourdipper.com. And Dipper guides professionals of color to a better workplace, one review at a time. So we have a review and rating site that's really going to guide you to the best place to work. And also articles around
Yeah.
giving references, right? How to prepare for them and the intentionality of that as well. Katie
Yes.
said, "Love that you love that you lost your shoes. I do that too." Thank you, Katie.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you for engaging with us. This is a slippery slope. So we understand it was great to talk through like what it's been for some and what it's been for others, but please visit us. We appreciate the time.
Awesome. Take care.